It's your boy, Do It With Dan, back at it again with another YouTube sensational video. Or it's gonna suck, I never really know. Waiting on my chin curtain to show up for my bullshit helmet thing. Or this like chin curtain that basically goes underneath the chin. And I used to have one on my old helmet and it really eliminated a lot of wind noise, and I'm hoping it does that again. You know what I'm gonna do for you guys? I haven't done it in a while, but for my old school fans, I'm gonna rip the AK. There you go. I'm sure that'll do it. So right now I'm on the way over to go to the island. Someone commented the other day saying something along the lines of, it's like, Dan, I swear to God, if I see that fucking causeway one more time, I'm gonna follow you home and shit in your driveway. So shout out to you, guy, because I'm about to show you the causeway one more time. I know I need to change up scenery, but you know, really, it's like, I never try to record anymore when I'm just out riding because I just like to enjoy the ride. Whereas where I'm going something, I might as well kill time. Well, I'm gonna make that. Am I gonna make it? He makes it! Yeah! Go me. You know what? I'm gonna be a dick.
Who the fuck is this asshole?
Man, I wish this was legal in Georgia. You mad, bro? Fucking A, dude. Get the fuck out of here. I wonder if you guys can see that, but he totally tried to accelerate around me, which, like in all reality, dude, lane filtering is significantly better, like more safer for bikes. Not lane splitting necessarily, but lane filtering where, you know, below like 25 miles an hour to just get around traffic so people don't rear end you and shit. Like, that's safer. It's too bad some people get all butthurt about it. I ain't mad though. I mean, what I could have done is I could have just followed that guy home and shit in his driveway. But I'm just gonna do my best. And this is the appropriate way to handle that situation, I guess. Is that to put as much distance between me and that white F-150 as possible. It's better just to avoid that confrontation altogether, because ow, fuck! That hit me right in the foot. Because I can get away from him, I know that easily. Dude, look at this fucking thing. What is up? There's no point in me fighting with some dickbag about whether or not he thinks what I did is right. Just go around him. Hashtag, go fuck yourself. Most of the time it's about safety. That time was about me getting ahead of people. Call it what you want. That's what it was. And see, at this point, I've distanced myself so far away from the F-150, there's no way he could get around any of that traffic without committing some sort of crazy butthurt infractions. So, and here's another point of view on the lane filtering thing. It's like motorcycles have a significantly smaller footprint in everyday traffic. We're like a fifth of your size and lengthwise, and even smaller in width. We can fit into smaller places, so there's no reason for us not to. It doesn't really make any sense why it wouldn't be. Like, I can get behind the don't lane split at 150 miles an hour. Maybe I'm the asshole. Oh, look at that. We got some Johnny Cash just coming on the radio here. Johnny Cash hurt. That's right. My empire of dirt, I will let you down. With the whole lane splitting thing, it's generally, it's one of those topics I kind of stayed away from because there's a lot of like most of the biker community is for the whole lane filtering thing, and there's a difference between lane splitting and lane filtering. Lane splitting being going in between lanes at a faster speed, like through active traffic, and lane filtering be going through standstill traffic or slow traffic just to decrease the footprint in traffic. Me standing behind this Tacoma right here, for instance, does one of two things. One, it takes up unnecessary space. It's decreasing the flow of traffic, which, you know, is bad for crowded towns and stuff like that. And two, it puts me at liability to get hit from behind, which is, it's not exactly a regular, like, it's not one of the more common ways that motorcycles get hit, but it is one of the most deadly. Getting rear-ended at a higher rate of speed almost always results in the end of the motorcycle getting killed. That's just kind of how it is, man. It's a risk I guess we take. You know, it's one of those laws that I've always wanted to see get passed in Georgia. I think California is the only state right now currently allowing it, which is weird because, you know, the rest of the world basically has it. I mean, I know it's legal in like 90% of other countries or something like that, but, you know, just because it works in other countries doesn't mean it'll always work for us, and that's kind of the same thing with gun control. So you just got to take everything with a grain of salt, man. The best thing you can do is ride safe. As a matter of fact, ride, I don't want to say aggressive. I don't mean like weaving in out of traffic, going 120 miles an hour, shit like that. Like, I don't mean that when I say aggressive. When I say aggressive, I mean be on your toes. Oh God, Nickelback song. Fucking, I'd rather listen to a little Scrappy over Nickelback any day.
I ain't switching names, get your name, standing like a man. You take.
And yo, here's another piece of advice. There's a video of some SUV hitting a bike because he got mad as fuck. If you see a motorcyclist doing something that you don't agree with, fuck off. Like, it's just that easy. It doesn't affect you. I mean, don't get me wrong. If he's actively trying to hurt you or your kids in the car or something like that, like, take him out. Don't get me wrong. Motorcycles aren't always the ones that are in the right, especially coming from a motorcyclist. I get that. Like, if you're just cruising along and a bunch of motorcycles start fucking with you or pulling guns on you or shit like that, take them out, whatever. But, you know, if you're being kind of a dick and they're being kind of a dick, dude, just fucking let it go, because it's not worth it. Because you might get one or two of us motorcycles down, but dude, we're gonna follow you home and we're gonna rip you out of your car and we're gonna beat you senseless. I mean, look what happened to the dude in the Range Rover, the Land Rover, whatever. The dude that ran over the handful of motorcyclists, do you remember that? They followed him until he got stuck in traffic, ripped him out of his car, and fed him his teeth. Now, I don't necessarily agree or disagree with what any of them did. From the driver's perspective, he said that they were all fucking with him and beating on his windows and shit like that. He probably was just in the wrong place at the wrong time, and then the bikers kind of took it out on him. And I don't agree with that at all. I think that's wrong, obviously. They might have been justified in knocking his fucking face out, or he might have been justified running those bikers over. That's the whole story I still don't know the answers to. What I do know, if you see a group of bikers and you got issues with them, dude, just let it go. Just let it go, man. It's not worth it for anybody. It's not worth it for us. And this goes for bikers too, I guess, you know. I guess I have some influence in the biker community. It's not worth it. Knocking people's mirrors off isn't worth it to me. I already have a broke hand. I'm not trying to fuck that shit up anymore. People get so butthurt when my hands aren't in the handlebars. Like, damn, put your hands back on the handlebars. Warm up the edges of the tires a little bit so I can hit this one turn in Brunswick. Oh, yeah, come on. I can get lower. Oh, yeah, that was good. And yeah, I usually carry when I ride, by the way. It's just one of those things that I've always done. And I'm carrying right now, actually. There's not very many reasons to draw your gun. One of them should be if your life is threatened, your family's life is threatened, or someone else's life is threatened. That should really be the only reasons that you ever draw your weapon. I've never had to draw my weapon, thankfully. I've been able to get myself out of those situations without having to pull my gun, which is good. And right now my EDC is my Millennium G2 P111. Little 9mm double stack, holds 13 rounds, which is a lot for a compact. And then this is where people are going to tell me about their 1911s and how you're only going to need 7 rounds of 45 because 45 is God's caliber and they don't make a 46. And that while the entry wound is only this big, the exit wound is this big, and it shoots nuclear warheads because of fucking 1911 is God's gun and has magical fucking powers. And I'm over here like, well, okay. Like, cool story, bro. Well, that was fun. I got to hang out with my friend Elise. If you want to know who I hang out with or what I do, go check out my fucking Instagram. I post everything on Instagram. It's at DoItWithDickhead. Links are in the description, obviously, for my Instafucks. So you should go check that shit out. If you don't have an Instagram, make an Instagram and follow me, and that's the only person you need to follow. We basically just rode around on bicycles for a fucking hour and a half, and that was really fun. You go see the people I fucking follow and the people I tag and shit like that. And shout out to fucking Officer Daniels and Mike the Cop. They both randomly saw my video, or maybe you guys went and commented on their shit and they saw it somehow. I guess they both watched the channel. Either that or they both, you know, they came to my channel via you guys, which is awesome either way. I'm not going to go on a rant about being cops and shit like that 2 days in a row, but I do want to mention this out. So the other day, my friend Joseph sent me a text message the other day saying, with a link to a video on YouTube, and the video is entitled, Not All Cops Are Bad, by this YouTuber of the name of Southern Biker. And he sounds like a young kid about my age, maybe younger. Rides around on a 250 dual sport, it looks like, in Fayetteville, Georgia, or Fayette County, I think is where it was at, which is one of the areas that I grew up in for most of my life. I grew up in the heart of Atlanta, and then I moved to Fayetteville, Georgia, which is a much smaller suburban area, which is significantly nicer than Atlanta. Well, anyway, I started watching this video, and Southern Biker, the video is titled, Not All Cops Are Bad, and he comes across this cop directing traffic, telling people to go left and right and shit like that, because power lines are down, just out there doing whatever he does. The cop goes, hey, are you recording? And the cop and Southern Biker's all like, yeah, I'm recording. The cop goes, shout out to Do with Dan. It's like one of my best friends ever from high school, Joseph. I've talked about him in a couple of videos before. He's directing traffic, just, you know, doing cop shit because the power lines are down. He's making sure people can go without going through the power lines. The cop goes, shout out to Do It With Dan, and asks for the YouTuber's channel so we can go watch his videos. And so the dude on the bike turns around and goes and talks to my buddy Joseph for like 10 minutes, or 8 or 10 minutes, just about random shit and about how Joseph's like, he's like, yeah, I grew up with Do It With Dan. He's like my best friend. We talk on the regular. And it's so fucking cool to see my friend on a video, on a moto vlogger from where I grew up in, talking to my like best friend. It's so fucking cool. It's eye-opening how far the internet reaches and shit like that, and how random it is. Because this guy saw my videos, he knows who I am. And they both had something in common instantly between cop and biker. It was just a cool interaction, and it was such a cool thing, you know? It was such a cool thing to watch, seeing one of my best friends of all time on YouTube talking to some other guy, and the guy was like, that's a cool cop, and he knew me, and then I commented on it saying like, hey, this is like my best friend from high school, and he's like, wow, that's so cool. So like I said, it was just a really cool interaction, you know? I put a link to Southern Biker's video of my buddy Joseph. I've put it on Facebook and Instagram too, but I put it in the description of this video as well, just so you guys can see how fucking cool he is. And my buddy Joseph is just fucking hilarious, man. Growing up with him was just a riot. So yeah, please go check that out, man, and subscribe to Southern Biker. I've been watching his videos a little bit, catching up on his shit since he came across my friend, and it looks like, you know, he's on his way to becoming a really good moto vlogger. He's getting the editing down, and he's got some pretty good look. Dude, he fucking can hold a wheelie on that dual sport. I'll give him that. So, you know, I don't mean to toot my own horn, but I get a lot of messages, people saying that I inspire people to ride motorcycles, and like every day I get comments like, Dan, you've inspired me to get a 600, and I try to respond to as many as I can, but if I don't, you know, I low-key appreciate that. I really do. I'm glad that I can get more people on two wheels. It really means a lot to me as a fucking YouTuber and a biker in general. You know, the more people that get on two, the better off I think we are. So it really means a lot to me seeing more bikers get on the road and shit like that. I know a lot of you guys are younger, like 9 to 15, that range where you can't ride yet, but you're planning on riding now, you know? Do it, man. Don't let anybody stop you from achieving your dreams. Everyone used to tell me that riding a motorcycle wouldn't amount to shit, you know? Like, my parents hated it. My friends were like, that's dumb. I still have people from day to day tell me that that's a dumb fucking thing to do, is to ride motorcycles, because motorcycles are dangerous, and, you know, it's just another death trap. And so don't let anyone talk you away from your dreams. If I die on my motorcycle, I don't want to get killed before, you know, natural causes get me and shit like that. But if I were to die on my motorcycle, I'd say I had a good run. I've had a lot of fun. Don't get me wrong, I don't want to die anytime soon. Don't get fucking, please no. I like living, I'm having fun, I'm banging 7-gram rocks. That's how I roll, winning.
I was banging 7-gram rocks, that's how I roll. Winning, I had 1 gear, go, epic winning.
I never want to give this shit up, dude. I'll ride to the day I die if I can. And that's, I guess, what a lot of people don't get. You know, I used to be a hardcore car guy. I'm a hardcore car guy, man. I love my 4 wheels. I love my cages and shit like that. But I'll do anything to stay on 2 wheels. There's 2 cops. What? Oh, what's up, buddy? I was just talking about you.
Oh, were you?
No. What are you doing?
About to do a funeral rescue. There's the funeral rescue coming down.
Okay, you get it. I'm gonna turn around.
Alright. Hey, I'll call you when I get off.
All right.